were there some anxious moments? We identified 2 or 3 players that we knew had very, very strong personal connections with Coach Lee, and we were very proactive about, hey, you know, Coach Lee's done a phenomenal job. He's going to be a candidate here at some point, and especially when Vanderbilt opened, it was kind of easy to picture that. Um, when it became official and we had announced it to our own team, we got on the phone with every commit on defense. Are you okay? What are you concerned about? And then the guys that expressed to us a little bit of hesitation, we got them on the phone immediately with Coach Kelly. Some of that is determined by need. Some of it's determined by do we have scholarships available? But we are always looking. You know, when you look to Skoranek and Nick McLeod, it's hard to say that those weren't good decisions. I mean, those guys have been terrific teammates and very productive players. We'll never make a living in the grad transfer market, but we'll always be open to it. And if we have space and can find a fit that addresses a need for us, then we'll look at it. Anya is already a big man, and he's going to offer some position flexibility. Anya is the type of guy that might someday be able to rush at 3 technique in passing down situations because he would be such a mismatch. Schweitzer is actually the last prospect that I think I saw in person. I was in Schweitzer school in January before the cycle ended, and we haven't been back out since. Clark and I loved him. And the issue when he was a junior was that he was playing linebacker. He was 205, 208 pounds. So, like, why are you recruiting this guy to play the Viper position when he's standing up? You don't see him pass rush that much, but his motor was so good. And we knew because we had seen him, he's got length. He is 6'4 plus. And through the summer, even though he was committed to Nebraska, we never stopped communicating with him, and we were watching his body. He'd send us film. He'd send us photos and video, and you're seeing this body start to fill out. And when the time was right and the numbers allowed it, we offered him, and we felt great about it. Now, he is a guy that's going to take some physical development, but his length, his twitch, his motor, we believe are going to lend himself to being a really good player. Pugh is a great bet, right? If this guy played his senior year, who knows what his recruiting would have looked like. But, you know, we see shots of this guy dunking a basketball, the way he runs, his length. And look, what we're hoping for is Ade, right? We're hoping for Khalid Kareem. Who did we beat Ade on? Western Michigan. And now you look at him, you know, it took him 2 years in the weight room. Now you look at his production and what he looks like physically. And that's the part of player development that we believe we can hit on because we trust Matt Bayless and his staff. And we know that these guys are going to get bigger and stronger. So we're going to recruit guys with the right framework, with the right bones, with the right approach and fit. And then we believe, you know, the physical development will come and we're going to end up with some really good players. Sure. I remember exactly what we saw at that camp because Tommy, Coach Kelly, and I, Chip Long at the time, we were all studying that quarterback group pretty closely. Quick release, very, very smooth motion, sneaky, really good athlete. I mean, that's an elite level lacrosse player. You saw all the plays in his junior season that he made with his feet. We feel like he'll get big enough. Obviously, he's not 6'5", but that's not necessarily what we were looking for. He'll get big enough. We loved his energy, great smile, bounce, just that it factor that you're looking for in quarterbacks. And when we were in that camp situation, it was very clear to everybody that was a competition. There were some quarterbacks in that class that knew I'm in here with 3 or 4 other guys, and I'm trying to be the one that they offer in the class. And that is by design. We need to find out who's going to rise up when they know they're being evaluated and who's going to compete. And he competed and he looked great. And we never looked back. And we have there were other big name guys that were in that group, and we don't wish them any disrespect. We know that they'll be good players, but in coming out of his camp performance here and the film evaluation, we set our sights on him immediately and said, all right, that's the guy that we want in the class. And fortunately enough, what Notre Dame represented and the job that Tommy did recruiting him, we were able to secure him, and we felt great about it.